You really are about to become. You're just gonna become the viral sensation of OpTic.
No.
I mean, if what I heard before this Flycast started happens, I see big things for you.
You have to do some of these with me though.
Do you want to talk about?
What if we did I did a podcast in space, and we do an episode. We shoot an episode.
We
of the Flycast.
need to. What would be good is if we did a video of, like, you know how there's a simulator of what it's like to be in space, or like in a NASA.
Yeah.
And like you're like floating around.
Right. No, you're talking about the plane, right? The plane that goes up top and dive bombs, and so you're literally zero gravity. Imagine we did a podcast in that.
Is there's a plane that does, or like there's like a ride or something?
No, it's not a ride. It's an airplane. You get in an airplane and it goes up. It's
like
padded,
people do that for fun.
Completely padded airplane. Yeah, it costs a lot of money.
Don't they have like simulations for that, dude? Like an all padded room that's like a NASA on the moon replica.
That's what I'm talking.
Do you have to go down? I thought there would just be like a room that you can be in.
That you can just press zero gravity button?
Yeah.
No, that doesn't exist.
They haven't figured this out yet.
Just break physics with one button.
So the only way of doing it would literally be sky or nose diving in a plane.
Airplane that goes up, and to the highest point you can take an airplane.
Matt, we gotta yell at him again.
Why?
Because we were mid convo. I heard Paige's voice. I got distracted. Started thinking really bad thoughts.
Damn. Do you think maybe you guys could like just have a conversation? Like, find a better location. This is such a boring place to have a conversation. Don't you think?
It's cold over here.
It's cold.
Too.
It's dark.
You guys.
There's like offices and stuff, right? We need a set.
Nose diving.
Yeah, so there's a plane that goes up. You get in the plane and then it just turns. I
swear there was a fucking gravity room.
Matt, is there such thing as a anti-gravity room?
Where's our producer? Jamie.
Matt said no. And he knows all things.
I swear there was. So
Matt's
but how many? It'd be like a 2-minute podcast.
Yeah.
That idea is not going to work.
It is going to work. We did a podcast in space. We go. No, I think you dive bomb for like 30 minutes. Maybe 15.
How?
Maybe 15.
15 minutes?
It's something crazy. Like you go
I feel like that would feel
not.
Because when I'm like imagining floating around, I imagine being, hey, look, they picked that spot over there. They were literally sitting right behind the camera, and then they picked the spot 5 feet away. Start having another convo. Oh fuck, what was I saying? Nose dive room.
You feel like it would. I feel like there's a room.
Oh, I feel like it wouldn't be, because when you see them, they're floating around.
Right.
It looks comfy.
Mm-hmm.
It looks. But when I'm picturing nose diving into
I don't know how it works. I don't know the physics behind it. But like I know of 2 people that have done it. One was Logan Paul with all the Polaroids, and the other was Kate Upton with
her tits. Why'd you pause? I thought that was like slow-mo tits in space.
Yeah,
Kate Upton's
you're
the
not
model, right?
What?
Kate Upton's the model, right?
Yeah. No, you were.
Wait, is that the overrated model?
Overrated? No.
No. All right. Well, I'm gonna pretend like I'm talking to my chat real quick.
Okay.
Chat, am I crazy for thinking Kate Upton's overrated?
Yes.
No, but. And that's where that list ends. She's pretty.
I guess if you're just like.
I think I'm too much of a butt guy. She could have.
But also, you just don't like white girls.
And she's white. Which doesn't really help. White. But I remember, I think it was like in like high school or something. People would talk about her. She was like really famous. How old is she now? She's probably like 40 something.
I don't know.
She's getting up there. But I just remember people hyping up. Dude, let's get Bose's opinion. Do you know who Kate Upton is? The model? Do you think she's bad like that? Oh,
He said she's overrated.
I said she's the most
Like, look at
overrated.
him.
She's yeah. Imagine if you're Kate Upton and you like somehow see this clip on like TikTok and it's just me talking about how Kate Upton's overrated. But I just remember her being so hyped up in like high school or something,
Wait,
and me
like,
just seeing her and be like, "But
in high school, you were like that, bro." In high school,
Yeah,
I thought she was
it's
like
always
the
been like that.
godsend.
Nah,
I thought she was everything in high school.
No,
But then like
I've always been like that. Though.
then I thought like what's her name? Emily Ratajkowski.
I don't
I had
know.
like a huge crush on her.
See, I have crushes on like Carucci.
Yeah, you have
like
crushes-
some
yeah.
put like
You don't like
tiny,
white girls.
petite with like a little bit of a bubble butt. That's my type. See, when I see people like Kate Upton, it's just I don't know. Maybe I'm alone on this one, but she's been so hyped up.
We went from zero gravity to ass real quick. Didn't Drake make a song about that?
Zero gravity.
Zero
to ass.
gravity to ass real
Yeah,
quick,
no,
real fucking quick. Yeah. That's what I thought.
That was the song.
Um,
Any other viral vids you got? What about what videos would you want to, if you could convince people in OpTic to actually do a video with you, do you have any? Because like, wouldn't it be, it's great to imagine.
so basically we started talking before we were filming and we just kind of transitioned into it without doing an intro. But I just, I've been talking about it on the Flycast for a long time about wanting to switch up my content. But I didn't want to switch up my content without doing, like, I just didn't want to upload a video on my channel that was like the first video coming out is me buying like a bunch of weird shit on Fiverr. And like, I didn't want to just upload that and people be like, what the hell? Like, what happened?
Give them some context of what's going on with your channel. So I was just like, all right, let me figure out one more vlog and do that vlog. And bro, that vlog was so hard to film. It's because it's been so long. Like carrying your camera around everywhere, I totally forgot what that felt like. Like some stuff came back naturally. Like people always thought I was crazy because I take my GorillaPod and my $2,000 camera setup and I put my GorillaPod around my neck and wrap it. Do you remember when I used to do that? Yeah. And it came back naturally. I just did that and I was like, what the hell? Damn.
But just like, I'm just like, damn, I'm kind of late to the venue. I'm in Boston. It's 7 degrees outside and I'm going to leave and I'm like, fuck my camera. Like I have to.
Yeah.
And so like.
And like, even then you're like thinking of shots that maybe like you want to get to the venue.
Like vlogging was always, I genuinely loved it. I loved clicking upload, but the most fun part to me was editing. Like I loved editing the vlog, but carrying the camera around was just like, damn.
It becomes it's like you're not living in your days.
Yeah.
It's your day is, I can't even imagine with like Casey Neistat.
Dude, I've been watching.
Your days are the vlog. Everything you're doing is about kind of.
I just watched a interview with Casey.
Hector's favorite podcast.
Hector's favorite podcast, Flycast. I just watched an interview with Casey. Have you ever heard of, you know who Rich Roll is?
Yes.
He interviewed Casey and basically goes into depth about his like documentary and like what it was like to film for that, like those 800 days. And bro, I can't imagine, like it was probably an amazing time in his life, but I bet you it was like borderline traumatic. Like literally he was like, I would get meetings with people that I thought were my biggest inspirations. And even in the meeting with them, I'd be like, I'm wasting time. I'm wasting daylight.
Damn.
What am I going to upload tomorrow? Like, imagine you are on a grind. You're 600 days in. And then Drake's like, yo, you want to come smoke, but you can't film it. It's going to be 4 hours.
Yeah.
You're hanging out with your favorite artist of all time. You can't film anything. So then now you have 6 hours. And then if you're in his shoes, you also have a wife and a child.
Mm-hmm. That's what I
it's
can't.
Like, what the fuck?
That's what I can't even imagine. Like his wife was probably so stoked that.
Oh, when he was done?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that type of, I got to watch that podcast because that's
really good.
It's so interesting to hear how he looked at it, because that was his life. And I wonder if like because every single vlog he felt it looked like he felt really good. Like he's getting his runs in.
Yeah.
I can't also running.
Bro, he was dude.
What was he? Was he running with his fucking camera?
Bro, if you go watch those, so he would run and then he would show his like Fitbit app. Dog, he would run like 7 miles at a 5:30 pace. Like if you go look at the screenshots, and it's just like,
but is he carrying?
And he was 36, 35, something like that.
What camera is he carrying around with him?
No, I think he would go
one?
for his run. And then he would get his camera and then go back out and shoot B-roll. As if he had run.
So?
100%.
Damn.
It's not like what is he running with a DSLR? Like he's not running a 5:30.
Bro, I've been wondering how, because I've thought about it. Like if I start or when I start doing this shit, it's like how, I start thinking about like the clips and how the videos are going to go. And I'm thinking about like, I do want to start, like we've talked about, I've started running and I do enjoy it. Now I feel like I'm on like some momentum to where like I feel like my day's not going to be as good if I don't run.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering how I didn't even think about the fact that Casey Neistat's Casey Neistat goes and runs, then gets his camera.
Bro,
that's so much dedication.
If you watch any vlog, or even any video that's out nowadays,
he was never out of breath.
Like the shots that are golden shots are stagnant shots. So like the shots that we all got eventually, because we got complacent, is we would just, if we wanted a B-roll, we would just do this.
Yeah.
But he and like a lot of these like other YouTubers that, like I know Jesse did it a lot, and like Ryan Trahan does it a lot, where it's like you put the camera down, it's stagnant, you walk back, and then you walk to the camera, and then you have to come back. Like say you cross the street, then you have to come back and get the camera. That shot is infinitely better than if you just did one of these. If you're just like, oh, I want some B-roll, I'm gonna B-roll this car real quick. It's still, and even in the last vlog that I just uploaded today, like there are some shots where I'm going down Boston, like I'm in Boston, and I just do that, and I'm just like, see, if I wanted it, I would walk up there, tie my my Gorilla Pod to like a bench or something, and then I would walk.
Did you feel like
that's like that? It takes that effort, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but doing that all the time, instead of taking a 5-minute walk in 7 degree weather, now it's a 20-minute walk because you have to get like six of their shots.
I almost feel like it became not corny, because it's not corny. It's cool. It looks better. It's just makes the video better. But it's like, like in the beginning of vlogs, it's like, it's almost like, especially as a watcher, it's like that didn't really enter your mind to where it's like they're putting down the camera.
Oh, dude.
Then they're going to watch it. But like now when I see that, it's like, that's all I think about.
See, sometimes it's like that.
Did you feel weird recording again? Like doing that type of stuff?
I didn't even, the entire last vlog that I did, I never recorded in public. I only recorded in back rooms or like in like by myself.
That's how I
hotel.
feel right now too. I feel like I would feel weird because they're used to, I don't know. I tell my stream this all the time. It's like, Chad, like I fucked up. Like there really was such a big opportunity for me. I mean, there still is, of course, but it's like there really was like a big opportunity, and it's opportunity back in like this 6050, the Scuff House.
Yeah.
With vlogging, we didn't even. I would go in Target and film all the time.
We didn't do anything.
We didn't have to, and it makes no fucking sense. But also, it's like, did we really not do it? I mean, we did live in a house.
See back then,
but I think we would make sure we like go to Target or something. But we
would have to do something.
Yeah.
But back then, we did videos because people wanted to see us. They wanted to see what it's like,
and it was really cool. It was really new
to live in a house.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I watched. I'm sorry, I keep bringing up podcasts, but I watched Cody Ko and Noah Miller on Colin and Samir's podcast, and they were just like they've been doing YouTube for 10 years, and one of them was like, and nowadays like a guy will be on his 4th video ever, and he's like, I just went to every Guy Fieri restaurant in the world.
Yeah.
And then it's a 5-minute video about like a voiceover vlog style video, but he went to 100 restaurants and then he storyboards the whole thing. And it's just because so many more people want it now. Like we got in and people thought we were interesting. And so they just watched us go to Target and those videos would get 80K views.
Yeah.
But nowadays, like it's not, I don't like viewing YouTube as competition because I don't like competing against another YouTuber, but you are competing against the view of
it's
the
almost
viewer.
like you think there's enough views to go around.
Yeah.
It's like there's really not.
Dog, if you see that what I'm starting to realize is like if you go to your recommended page and you scroll, which videos are you actually clicking on?
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
They give you 20 options. And all 20 options probably took it's gotten to a point where my YouTube like recommended is insane. It's like I spent 24 hours in Iceland under the rocks. Yeah. And I'm just like, nah, that video is probably
boring.
And it's like somebody dedicated months and months to that video. So it's like,
dude, you weren't even living in fire. You weren't even in the ice caves. Boring.
And here we were in 2016, just like shaky cam. Oh, guess where we're going? To the pair of thieves section in Target.
Yeah. Shaky cam, average editing.
Here's a B-roll shot of my Starbucks in the Jeep. And it's just like the ice shaking.
Like, Bose isn't sitting there like a mad genius editing and shit. Like just the most simple, just literally just cuts. It's not like any sort of spectacular editing. I was wondering, like, I think maybe it's like the music industry, but it's like there's plenty of views and like listeners and stuff to go around, but it's like, I don't know, like something's sort of changing to where there's really not, because the quality has just come up so much that there's really just not, people are spoiled. It's like even with like the apps they use, there's so many good apps that it's like your app has to like be working perfect. It has to bang. You can't just, I don't know, you just can't upload averageness anymore. And I think that's the reason why I will feel awkward if I did vlog again and like record. I would just feel like I'm not this interesting. I'm not him. Like I'd be thinking like, I'm not him. Like unless you are that, like weirdly enough, I think we walked past like a vlogger or something.
Oh yeah.
Did you saw that guy?
DSLR, yeah.
There was someone had the DSLR just walking past us while we were walking into the office here. And I was wondering, like, is he a vlogger of Dallas, or it's like, but he wasn't saying anything to the camera. He was just like holding it. But I was just like picturing what his content would be like. And I don't know. I just don't think I would feel awkward recording now, especially you said you didn't record in public.
Yeah.
I feel like I would be the same way because I would just, I don't know. I just wouldn't feel like him with the camera anymore.
What I've kind of like started to realize is I feel like not to get like too analytical, but I feel like the generation before us, when they got money, when they got paid, it all went into themselves and it kind of like sucked fun out of things. So it's like, maybe it's just my scenario, but like when my dad, when he went to college, he got out of college, he started working. Whenever he made money, he put it into getting a better house, a better, good clothes for me and a good shelter. And then, if he had any spending money, that spending money would go to vacations and we would go to the beach. It was, and that's like what it seems like that's what the generation before us like did with their money. And now it seems like our generation is like, there's money and like we can spend it on fun shit. It seems like we're a generation of like children that never, or like we figured out that like you can be childlike and you can have fun no matter what you do. You don't have like this adult aspect of life doesn't always have to be what you fall into. Mm-hmm. Like if you look at biggest like YouTubers, like Mark Rober is like like one of the biggest YouTubers in the world. And he's like an engineer, like one of the smartest things you could possibly be, like worked at Apple and like knows fucking science shit.
Whatever engineering is.
Right. But like
everything, math.
He makes YouTube videos and he's a genius and he's working with people in NASA. And his last video is like, how do I make an egg fall from space and not break? That's something that you would do when you're 13. You know what I mean? Like it's fun and you're just like, oh my God, like I can have fun with it. And he's got all the money in the world to do it. But I feel like back in the day, like if you had, maybe I'm projecting like my childhood, but I just feel like people are growing up and realizing that like you can just have fun.
I think that's everyone's. Like my mom, talking to her, she was like, she told me like when she was young, like she had fun, she used to party and blah blah blah, and then but she was like, but at like 25, it just, you know, like she went into that adult mode.
Right.
She was like, she was basically, I guess, like sort of on a bad path, like partying and doing whatever the fuck they did in the 70s.
Yeah.
Drugs and shit, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Probably tripping on acid at concerts, smoking weed.
Momniac.
I don't know. It's crazy for me thinking about that because when I grew up, she maybe smoked cigarettes for a little bit, but other than that, I never saw her like drunk. Yeah. Like I would see her maybe sip wine and stuff, but she told me like when she hit like 25, she was basically locked into work.
Yeah.
And then by like 30, she's having kids. And then once the kids come, it literally turned into just being sort of strict and working and taking care of your kids. And it's that adult life she started that at like 25. Think of the 25-year-olds we know.
Think about us at 25.
Like not knowing.
Us at 25.
Barely knowing how to like use a dish or
I taught Seth how
washer, dryer.
I taught Seth how to wash his clothes at 25.
Yeah.
Like
it's a whole, I wonder if there was any kind of or not generation, but like people like that in that generation.
People that just had fun and stuff?
No, well, yeah, people that sort of had fun, but like people that didn't know how to wash and dry their clothes and people that didn't know how to cook.
Yeah, so it would have to, I feel like
ate out every day or.
I feel like maybe it's just so much easier to be like a rock star nowadays. Like you don't have to be a rock star. You don't have to.
You can do whatever you want.
You don't have to be on the Red Hot Chili Peppers in order to live that sort of lifestyle. Bro. You can be a huge podcaster. You can be a huge. There's TikTokers out there that you've never even heard of that are getting gazillions of views and they're getting paid $100K a month. And what are you going to do with $100K a month at 22? Like not a lot of people, like a lot of people do invest it, but like also you're going to do fun shit because people want to live. I think if the content that's coming out now came out in the 90s, people would be like, look at this guy wasting his life.
Yeah.
What is this? This is an engineer. He's dropping an egg.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what, like figure shit out. Get your family right. It was
probably looked down, frowned upon back then.
100%.
For sure.
100%.
And now we see those people living that life and that's what we want to be. Like we see their highlights on the Instagrams. It feels and stuff, like it makes us feel worse.
It feels like the generation before us, like that, like when they got out of that like fun, like mindset, that like childlike mindset, like they were just like, I'm out of that. And anyone who's still in that is a child and is immature. And I have to focus on this, which I'm not married. I don't have a child. So I don't know what that is like, but like this new generation, how many married with children people do you see that end up making it on YouTube or end up making it on any like content in general? I mean, Doc had a kid before he made it. Hex had a kid before he made it. Like Casey,
the two biggest kids.
Casey Neistat, yeah, and Doc dresses up in a wig every day. It's like I don't know. I just think I think we're in a pretty cool way to a pretty cool generation where you can just like live out your dream and you don't have to worry about like what other people think about it, or they even want to watch it.
Yeah, like is planet Earth at a good spot right now? As far as
I don't know about planet
you
Earth.
can
The United States of America and the way you view. I mean, even that
you can
statement.
literally do anything you want to do. Like, what would you do if you? Why is it that we don't? There's fuck. How am I gonna explain that? This is like some Matrix shit. There really is a Matrix over our eyes that we don't necessarily see, and it's something with like we have to achieve a goal every day, or that's how our brains produce a certain feeling to make us feel content. So it's like we find it's like a routine. Maybe routines are just a human. It's just a part of like human biology, but there's so much free will that like people don't use, and we're caught up in like the daily sort of grind of like, I wake up, I work out, then I come stream, then maybe, or if I have to do content, whatever. But it's like, I could just leave, go to Thailand, do ecstasy, and chill for a month.
I mean,
like, I could do that.
If you have the means to do it, you can.
And then why not just do that? Then, or I could just like go into the woods randomly and build a little hut, take all my cash, all $300. I go to the hut, I build a cabin, and I can just live there. I can just like go hunt shit. Yeah. I don't.
You could do all of this.
Like there's so many.
I'm struggling, but
I don't really know my point of this, but there's like just so much free will that people could fucking do, and I feel like we're slowly maybe getting to that point to where people are kind of sort of doing what the fuck they want to do.
I started watching a guy yesterday on YouTube. His name's like Camping Steve or something like that, and he does this thing called stealth camping. Dog,
people are. I guess you do have to be able to make a living off of it, but yeah, like people are even doing what the fuck they want to do, and now they're starting to like record it.
Content.
Yeah.
And it's like, I saw it, and so he camps in obvious places without people knowing he's there. Like that's the whole reason to stealth camp. So at one point, he lives in Canada, there's a roundabout. And in the middle of a roundabout, there's like like shrubbery. Like it's a pretty big roundabout. And he climbs in the shrubbery, and he just camps.
This is what I'm talking about.
And I watched one of the.
This is what I meant. Like you can.
And I saw a comment. It was just like, how many of us as children thought that would be a cool place to like.
That's
camp
what I'm saying.
Play
Something's happening.
Hang
We're like,
out. And it's like, now I'm watching a 40-year-old dude do it on the internet, and I'm just like, oh, that's really fucking cool.
You can do that.
You can do it.
You can.
And
like,
how many people are watching his video and it's like, damn, like. What I thought, like, oh, you can't do that. Like as a kid, I'm like, oh, I want to camp in the woods behind American Airlines.
I mean,
Center.
as a kid, I think we forget as a kid what our brains thought of.
I think you just hit the nail on the head. We forget like how big our imagination was as children. And now, like,
fuck, I missed the kid brain.
Now that like we can like tap into that,
we got matrixified.
You can actually like indulge in the fact that your mind you don't have to you don't have to make your mind so robotic. Like you can explore shit and do shit. Like if you watch like a Yes Theory video, like they'll figure something out that like most people would only read in textbooks 3 years or like 20 years ago. And they'll be like, man, that's pretty cool. But they go fucking do it. Like, if you see a statue of,
I'm trying to think. Yes Theory, I definitely know who they are. Did they like, is it like a white, tall, blondish dude and like a lighter skin?
Yeah. And they just like do things.
They'll like go, yeah.
They'll like throw a dart at the map and then go there.
Yeah.
And like do shit. Yeah. Like I think they're like, I think we're in a point in life where like, or a point in, at least in American society, where like you see something and like that is obtainable. Like if you see a cabin on an island and you're like, oh, that's a funny picture, you can actually figure out how the fuck to go there. You know what I mean? Like it might cost some money and you have to work your way up to that, but it's not like super far fetched. You don't have to call hotlines and travel information, like, you know what I mean? Like travel agencies and figure out how to get certain places in order to do this. Like it doesn't seem that far fetched. You can just figure out how to do things and just go do them.
What is it?
As long as you have the money for it. I mean,
yeah, I guess the fucking money and shit. That is the annoying part.
But like also, it's controversial, but like money a lot of the times.
I wonder how much of the world lives without sort of money. Like they trade and. But
I'm sure there's some places. But in order, if you want to do something and you're like, I'll never be able to do that, I'll never be able to afford it. Like it might be true, but a lot of the times that might be an excuse. Like don't let the fact that like if you think you want to do something and like money is not available to is I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say without downplaying the importance of money in a lot of people's lives, because a lot of people don't. I mean, I lived in a point where I didn't have any fucking money, but I also didn't have a kid. I didn't have mortgage. I didn't have, a wife, all this stuff. So I'm trying to be like, I'm trying to like think about that too. But there are things where it's like, if you want it bad enough, you can fucking figure out a way to do it. You really can. As long, I mean, if you're here, people
fall into a cycle of working and then they're too tired to like figure it out. Like you have 24 hours in the day. So you wake up, go to work, bang, say that's 8 to 10 hours of your day as far as like showering, getting ready, eating, working, coming home. That's only 10 hours of the day. If you really, really wanted to, you can. And like, I always kind of bring up, you can figure it out. And I kind of bring up that fact because it's like, even though it was just gaming, like I did the whole work thing and then I'd come home and game. Then it was like, if say I didn't game and I just I worked all day, I'm tired, I was stocking shelves all day. And like, that's not the hardest job in the world, but it was one of those jobs where it's like afterwards, I'm like, God damn, like back kind of hurts. I'm lifting pallets and stuff in like weird ways, but it's like because it was something I loved, I did gaming. It was something I chose to do after I would work. And luckily I turned it into something, but like a lot of people won't do that. It's like they get home, they'll click on something, YouTube, TikTok, and they'll sort of waste those hours away that you have to actually, those are the hours that we understand you have to work. And I understand what it's like.
It's such a weird thing to navigate because you can't teach passion. So if you're super passionate about something, you can't teach someone to do it.
It is hard,
but you can tell someone that if you are passionate, you can do it. Like, it's not like a fuck, like say I wanted to be an NFL player, but I don't have the height and the weight. And I'm just like, fuck, man, like I'll never be an NFL player. You can figure out how the fuck to train NFL players, get super buff. Yeah, you're not going to be as tall as a linebacker, but you can work on your nutrition and you can figure out like a training schedule, and you can work with people. You can be a part of the team in some way. All you have to do is fucking work your ass off at it. You have to obsess over it. You have to think about it. Every time you have a split second to think, you have to get 1% better. Like not even 1% better every day, 1% better every thought. Like every time you can think about what you're passionate about, think about how to get to the level of the competition, of the people that you look up to, get to their level, and then how do you pass that? And like, it's so hard to it's like there is working with people that have never had that mentality or not working with people, but like talking to people that have never had that mentality. It's so hard to explain it to them.
I understand because fucking all of my life I go through the depression phases, and when I'm in those phases I truly understand that my brain is not thinking like that. Like my brain is thinking like, I don't fucking give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like it's like and I think a lot of people are in that state of mind to where they're in that thought process of like, I don't fucking whatever, man, like tomorrow or something. Like they kind of keep putting it off, or it's like they'll wait till the perfect opportunity. And I know what it's like. I mean, I'm still there now. I feel like as I've gotten older, I've gotten better at not knowing I'm in that state. What the fuck? Knowing I'm in that state of mind. A lot of times I used to just fold and I'd disappear for a week or something. But now, I used to fold and I'd just like disappear for a week or be depressed for a few weeks, but now it's in not do, say, stream or whatever I had to do. But now I feel like I've caught on to whether I feel like it or not, I need to change something. I need to do it. I need to show up. I need to go work out. I need to eat cleaner. I have to do it whether I feel like it or not, or else you got to realize if you're in a state, if where you're at in life right now, you're not happy with it, like something has to change, and like you're gonna have to figure it out. So do what is necessary, whether you feel like it or not. And like one of those days when you truly take care of like your health, your body, your mind, with your exercise, your diet, nutrition, one of those days something's gonna spark. And say you're exercising, you're working, and your food's right, but like you still something about life is just it's just not at where you want it to be. You're just fucking depressed and you don't really know why. Something's wrong with you. At least you think something's wrong with you. But I promise, like, stay on that path. Don't give up and be like, fuck it. I'm gonna eat this. I don't feel like going to the gym. I don't feel like I'm gonna call off of work. I'm not gonna look into this YouTube fucking series about something else I want to do. One of these days, if you stay consistent, something's gonna spark. You're gonna get some kind of idea. You're gonna come across some YouTube video. And these are going to be the evenings after work when you're tired and you didn't want to do it, but you found this out and it kind of sparked something, and now you're a little bit interested, and eventually you dive into that, and then eventually you find something you really want to do, and you meet this person, and it's like that's kind of how your life changes. It's just sticking with it, even though you may not feel like it right now, but stick with it, do it in like a healthy way, and eventually something will spark. Like there's times when I'm fucking streaming, and you know this, there's times when I'm streaming where it's just like, dude, I'm like, just the Halo's dying out basically.
Yep.
Streaming numbers are down, and it's just like there's a while that I was getting like, I'd get like 300-400, sometimes randomly 500-600. I'm like, damn, I'm doing this on Halo, like this, I'm basically at their whole fucking viewership.
Yeah. But
I'm just like, this is kind of nice, like thank fucking God. But then that time has like been sort of dying out, and I'll have like 150 viewers or less, and no one's talking, and I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like it makes me not want to stream almost. It's like, damn, I don't think.
But you have to adjust.
I have to stick with it
or stick with it. Yeah.
I have to just like, one, adjust, two, stick with it. Maybe switch something up or something, but it's like I could easily see that and just be like, damn, like I look at it like, fuck, I'm 31, like I need something I can consistently rely on. It's stressful because I don't. What if this path continues and it's just down and down and down and down? What if this path continues? Like, then what am I gonna do? It starts spiraling this negative fucking thought. But it's like I stick with it. I put a smile on my face. I try to be as entertaining as possible. Like I don't get on and let those thoughts take over my stream. It's like I still, no matter what the numbers are, I still just like show up and try to entertain, have a good stream. And then it's like, boom, these past doing a watch party, my stream kind of blew up, did really good. And I was just like, thank God, man. It was like
for the Halo tournament.
Yeah. Like the watch parties blew up, went really well. It was super fun. I did have to grind out. It was like these 9-hour a day streams of just sitting there watch partying. I'm talking the whole time. I'm loud. My jaw hurts.
Yeah.
But it's just like, because of the struggle it was kind of before that, I'm thankful. It made me appreciate that so much more. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if the Super Bowl is on. Like, I didn't see a second of the Super Bowl. I was like, I don't give a fuck if it's on. Like, I've been waiting for something like this to happen. Like, thank God. I'm so thankful for the, and it just like, it finally, that sort of just sticking with it, grinding out through the negative thoughts. It's like, finally something happened. And it's like, I might go back and streams are dead. I might stream this evening. It's not as good.
But if you put the hours in, as long as you're being smart about it, like there's some people that I've seen drive their stream into the ground just because they don't ever switch what they do, and it's just not working. But for you,
that's what I'm afraid
you stream in the morning and you stream Halo, and you know that like if you build a viewer base on Halo in the morning, then whenever these like watch parties happen, you're going to be a point of interest to that because you're the only one putting in the hours. And if you're the only one doing it, then like you're going to reap the benefits of like those sort of things. And then later on down the road, if this Halo BR does happen, people are going to be coming to you. And then that is when you have to super capitalize. Like if Ninja comes to you and be like, yo, I haven't played forever. You know what I mean? Like you're going to be the ones playing with Ninja, Dr. Disrespect, like Nick Merckx. Like they're going to come to you whenever that happens, which you got to be prepared for that. But like that's a smart way of doing it.
And that is what I've fucked up on so much in the past. Like, and I didn't even, but I was in that state of mind to where I was like depressed and it's like, I didn't care, but I'm like, I wasn't even giving my brain a fair fucking shot. Like I was taking drugs to give me this spike. And then my like serotonin just crashes and then I'm depressed and I don't feel like it and I don't give a fuck. Like it was like that kind of fucking attitude. And I look back, I'm like, fuck, I missed so many opportunities because I was just like in that shitty state of mind to where I like didn't care. I did care, but I was too depressed. And so I was just like, fuck it. But yeah, that's like the biggest thing I think I've learned. Even last year, I think I had like 2,700 subs. Halo was out for probably 5-6 months, but streams were doing pretty well. Disappeared to Mexico. Basically after that, went from that to like sort of partying all summer. And then I come back streaming and I'm like hoping that it's going to be like, oh, shit, Maniac's back, it pops the fuck off. But it didn't. And I was just like, fuck, I cannot make this mistake ever again. And it's just like, whether it's in gaming, streaming, or anything else, it's like you can't fuck up these opportunities. And the opportunities are only going to come when you really stick with it, even in the shitty ass fucking moments. Because I don't know. That's the biggest thing I've kind of realized in I would say 2023, I've like really sort of been on my shit, whether I feel like it or not. And it feels kind of, I mean, I still think something is wrong with my brain, but
bro. Same.
I want to hear about yours. I still feel like something's wrong with my brain, but regardless whether I feel like it or not, I'm still, you're still going to see me show up.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Which is a win.
Yeah. Which is a win regardless. If you show up, at least I think that'll help you at least not have a panic attack at night, like thinking you're a complete fucking loser. You might think you're a loser, but if you show up, at least you can be like, at least I fucking showed up.
At least I did it. Yeah.
What why do you say something's wrong with your brain?
Dude,
because we know about mine. You're fucking, I don't know, I'll let you talk.
Just like I think like editing that vlog and like reminiscing, and then I was like, as I was editing it, I was like, damn, this is actually like pretty fucking good. And then I was like, why am I not vlogging again? And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna make like other types of videos. Like what if people are like, what the fuck is this? Like, why are you making this video?
They're like, you're not that guy, Hitch.
You're like, yeah, like who are you trying to be?
Yeah.
Like, you're not him. And I'm just like, but I just want to try it. Like, I just want to try. And then I'm just in my head about it. And then I'm like, why do I feel like, damn, why do I feel like shit? I'm like, I'm exercising every day. I'm eating a lot better than I've ever eaten. And, things are going great with Alexis and I, and like TST, we have 7K subs right now, more subs than we've had in the past 3 years. Everything in my life is going great. And like, why am I like, blah, blah? Like, why am I like, what do I feel like I'm missing out on? Like I don't understand why my mind gets like that. And Alexa's like, are you okay? And I'm just like talking to her. I'm like talking to her on the phone. I'm like, yeah, like everything's great.
Yeah.
My whole life is amazing right now. But like, why do I feel this like blech? Like I feel like I'm being like weighed down on. And I think a lot of it has to do with just, I feel like I have no free time right now. But like, even when I do have free time, I spend that free time like working or like studying or like thinking about what I can do.
And I think that's why you're at where you're at.
What do you mean? Oh,
because yeah, like you're spending, it's like, damn, I don't even feel that great. And it's like, damn, I don't really have much free time. But then it's like the free time you do have, you're putting it to work. Yeah, but I think that's why you're at.
It's not like, I'm not like sitting down and writing a paper like in my free time. I'm just like, let's see what people are up to. Like maybe it's like one of those things where like I like see what everyone else is doing and just think that that's their actual life when it's not their actual life.
Yeah.
I know that. But I'm not comparing I think it's just like, like every once in a while, like, do you ever just get anxious and you don't know why you're anxious?
Every day.
Yeah.
Even this morning when I woke up.
Yeah.
This morning when I woke up, I was like, literally, and I think it's pretty much every day. I'm like, I think I'm gonna cancel on, like, I'm just not gonna show up this morning. But like that goes through my head. Like I'm gonna find some reason to cancel because I still have shit I need to do from like all this, my storage stuff getting stolen, and I need to, dude, I have to go back and find every single thing I bought ever on my bank statements. Like I'm gonna have to go back to like 2017 when I bought the camera and like find this to get a picture of it from my bank statement that shows that I had proof that that I did have it. Yeah. And it's like, dude, just think like that's on my mind. And so yeah, I definitely wake up and
like those are reasons to be anxious.
Yeah, I mean that's there, like, but I definitely, even without that, fucking before that even happened, I don't know what it is.
Like every once in a while, I'll get super anxious and like damn near like panic. But that's because like something will hit me and I'm like, holy shit, I forgot to do that 9 months ago. And then I'm like, dude, humans haven't always been this way, man.
You don't think so?
No. No.
Bro, I wonder if
this is a new
Neanderthals and stuff. I wonder if they were like chill as fuck.
Bro, you wake up, you go get food, and you come back, and you get enough food for your family, and you come back. That was their day.
But they're thinking, holy fuck, I'm cold as shit, my baby's freezing. Or like something like that.
Right.
Like
and that's their purpose. Their purpose is I have to go work hard enough so that my family survives.
I mean, apparently
that's fucking that. I mean, that seems anxiety. Like,
apparently there have been like surveys of like, this is the most depressed
it
time,
has to be.
And I think it's just going to get worse and worse. Dog, but also it's like, is it because people, I think ignorance is bliss, and everything on the internet is sort of like, you hear the word mental health all the time, and everyone,
dude,
I think people hear that and they're like, damn, that is kind of, I have those feelings.
Here's
and they're like, how can I get rid of these feelings? Let me take this pill or,
dude.
So I don't know if we truly are depressed. I don't know if we're getting more depressed because we're learning more about depression.
No, I think there's just more happening. I feel like we're having to use our brains more than ever before. Just because there's information and like things that
overload
are just pumping into our brain and all fucking like one little thing, like one of the things I can actually say is like, so I've moved every single year almost on the dot since 2018. We go to in 2018, we moved from the Scuff House or 2017, we moved from the Scuff House to here. Then I've moved almost every year on the dot since then. Dude, I went to the emergency room one time during one of those houses, and that's the address that they have, was probably the house that we lived in. And like, I paid one of the bills, but there were like 4 bills, and I don't know where the fuck they are.
Yeah.
And like, so every once in a while, I'll just be like, dude, I wonder if that's going to affect my credit. Like, I haven't paid like a little like fucking whatever bill, like a lab bill. And it's probably out there somewhere. And what if just because I forgot to pay that and I haven't gotten to that, is that going to affect my credit? Am I not going to be able to buy a house? Am I going to have to convince Alexis to split an apartment with me for another year while I build up credit? I didn't even have a credit card until 2 years ago. Yeah. And it's just like that kind of shit. And that's one aspect of life. And then it's like, what am I doing with OpTic? What am I doing with TST? I haven't talked to my mom in 3 days.
This is the matrix we got sucked into. And it's just like,
you sit in bed and you're like, holy shit, man.
This is the matrix we got sucked into. See, I think there's like this, these are the blinds that are over our eyes. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And what's funny is I think I got one of those. I think it was like LabCorp or something. I got something in the mail and said I owed like $300 some. And of course I look at it and I'm like, no, I don't. I was like I look at, and 5 years down the line, I'm going to get something I'm going to like look at my credit and it's going to go down 60 points. I'm going to be like, what the fuck was this from? And it's going to be like LabCorp, some fucking medical bill that I haven't paid. But it's just like, I see that and I'm like, I don't believe you. Like, who is this spam? I don't know what the fuck spam. All the I open my PO box or whatever, my mailbox. The amount of shit I have from random places, like, I don't. Who the fuck are y'all? And how are y'all even legally sending me shit? I'm like, I don't know if this is a scam.
Some of it will be like urgent. Open. Yeah, and then it'll say the current resident. And I'm like, if it's that urgent to open, how do you not even know who lives here?
Yeah.
I'm just like,
like, how do they get away with this?
And then you have like emails and people are hitting you up. I just feel, I feel great and my life is great, but I do feel like mad overwhelmed, like all the time. And I think that contributes to like randomly getting these like spikes of anxiety, but also like, I think I've fallen into a rhythm of like what I do on a day-to-day basis that like I used to be able to just like when I was editing that vlog, I was like, man, this is great. Like, this is great. Like having like doing what I came in to this shit to originally do. And I have finally got a chance to do it. I'm just like, this feels like I can take a breath of fresh air. And so like, that makes me happy for what I eventually want to do with the channel, which is like work on shit. Cause over the past 3 years, the only time I've had that feeling is like when I set up tournaments where like I work really hard for like a stream, something we do on stream. And that's always fun, but that's a hit it and quit it thing. Like I'll work.
Even then you're stressed as fuck.
Yeah,
I think, putting those together.
I work 7 months on the off season and it's done in 48 hours. And like, that was so much fun, but like, I won't get a chance to relive it. And at least with like these big videos that I'm thinking of, like they'll stay on the internet and I'll be like, yeah, that shit was so much fun when I went to Iceland and lived under the rocks for 48 hours. And then I'm gonna have to
pick and choose. Hitch asked me if I'd be down to do some of these. I'm gonna have to pick and choose. We'll see what ideas you come up with. Yeah. I know you don't want to say it on the Flycast because these fucks will fucking steal it. They'll go viral, become multimillionaires.
It's funny what ideas I've come up with, and I looked them up already. I looked them up on YouTube to see if they've already been done. 80% of the time they've already been done.
Really?
Even the vegan one I'm doing. I can say that one because I
went vegan for a year.
Not a year, but 30 days has been done. 100 days has been done. 6 months.
Is there any update you can give that? What's a pro or con of how you feel right now? And you can clip this, throw it in your doc or whatever the fucking video.
No, I feel great.
Yeah, what's the difference? What?
Right now, I'm a little sniffly because I am sick, but energy levels, I do feel a difference in energy level. I will say, like I feel, but I don't know if that's because I'm working out.
I don't know if I believe it.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe it. I don't know if it's head casing at all. But every once in a while, I'm like, damn, I feel fucking good.
Really?
And I'm like, oh my God, is it because I fucking eating beans and shit? Is that why? I don't know. But like the Rich Roll guy, he's been plant-based for 15 years. 15 years.
So is it vegan or plant-based? What are you doing?
I'm doing vegan.
Okay.
And I think plant-based is vegan. Just a different way of saying it. Right? Plant-based. Maybe plant-based meat, but I'm assuming he does no dairy, but maybe he doesn't.
Do you think you feel better mentally? Why exactly did you do this?
For the video?
Just for the video?
That's it. Well,
you
and also
look
like
at yourself.
Also, my digestive system was fucking up like in November, and I was like, damn, I need to change my diet. And that's when I was also thinking about like uploading again, and I was like, we had just done the 100 hours video, and that was popping off. So I was like, damn, I do think this. I have the mind for this like challenge video, viral type video. Like I have the mind for it. So like I want to try it. And I'm like, maybe I go vegetarian for a year. And I'm like, nobody's gonna fucking care.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what if I went vegan for
vegetarian's so like meh.
Yeah. And my mom was
Vegan's
like yeah, vegetarian, I just eat cheese pizza for 12 months. But vegan, people that's enough of a shock where people will be like, damn, I wonder what that's actually like. So that's why I like tried it. But I forgot what we were originally talking about. But yeah, that's why I originally started it. But I mean, it's fine. It's a lot easier because I don't have a sense of smell, so like I can't even taste what I'm eating. So that makes I think that's like a little bit of a cheat code. But when I get my smell back, like if I start taking medicine again and I get my smell back, then it'll be harder because I'll be able to smell the bacon and smell the Shake Shack and smell the fucking cheese pizza.
I want to know what that's like to randomly, okay, I don't want to know.
No, you don't.
I don't want to know what it's like to not, and I feel like I've asked this so many times, but is it like a dopamine rush when you can get that smell? Are you like,
yes.
Oh my, like, is it like your brain kind of lights up and you're like happy?
Dude, it makes you want to like cry.
Oh, really?
The first time I smelled grass, like cut grass, I was like, I wanted to like
what are some of your favorite smells?
Lemon, coffee, peanut butter, smelling grass. Even like the must of like after, like when I get done playing soccer and I take my shoes off and I put them in my trunk, and then when I open my trunk up and it smells like must. I missed that. Yeah. I missed gasoline. Like
some of my favorites are gasoline, concrete.
I missed
like basement, the smell of a basement. Really?
Missed that one.
Yeah.
That one was like, whoa, what the fuck? Missed that one.
Yeah, that is.
There's a lot of shit that you don't even think about. Like,
concrete. My girlfriend thinks I'm weird for this, for liking the smell. I forget where I was touring townhouses, and it was like it just had a woody. It wasn't like a brand new smell. It was like someone's lived in it. It wasn't like an apartment smell. It was like a home with a garage and a concrete and dirt. And it was like, I feel like I haven't smelled that in so long. But I was telling her, I was like, I love this smell. But like any kind of like construction, gasoline, concrete, I fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
And it makes me... I remember telling her like I kind of want to get a real job. Like why when I'm smelling this stuff is it like are these? I mean, just to say I did fucking construction. Like these people working on the side of the road. Sometimes I'll have my windows down and I'll smell it and I'm like it's probably feels good being out there like doing this shit, whatever the fuck they're doing on the side of the roads, but. At the end of the day, probably not.
Probably not. It's
not
a weird
after
thing
a week.
It's something where I've thought about it all the time. Like, what if I just get a part-time job I think about this all the time.
Yeah.
What if I get a part-time job at in bus tables or like wait tables or like, but I mean, it's like a gross thing to think about because some people
Get a job and vlog it.
Some people, yeah,
Or
like,
not vlog it, but make a video.
Right. Like it just seems like you're like using that as entertainment when it's not. Like it's livelihood for a lot of fucking people. It's a gross way of thinking. Like it all just
like
every once in a while
Mr. Beast when he uses
like
Mr. Beast when he uses blind people just for fucking clicks.
People are so.
Did you see that?
What?
Like you saw like the backlash from it?
Yeah,
dude.
People are so stupid.
I hope.
People are.
What if someone here is
stupid.
watching, or someone watching right now, listening? What if they're one of those people?
That
Do you have any words for them?
Well, what people say about Mr. Beast all the time.
I didn't know he had any haters.
What people say about him? Well, people dismiss him all the time because like he throws all this money at videos. It's like if you stay in this ice cube for, I keep using ice. If you stay in this ice cube for 20 hours, I'll give you $100,000. People are like, man, like it's hard making videos when you don't have money to throw around like that. Of course, all your videos are going to do well. You make all this money, or you throw all this money around, and it's like, motherfucker, he was the guy watching Logan Paul's or Jake Paul's Everyday Bro video for 48 hours straight or something. Like it's the same guy. It's the same guy that was like doing videos that took no money, but were videos that no one was doing. And he has made it a point to just like almost all the money he makes from his videos, he reinvests back into his videos.
It's like, what more would you rather him start a business and do
what the fuck are
crypto
you? Yeah,
pump?
exactly. What are you doing? Like, so he takes all the money that he reinvests into videos, and instead of buying a hotel for $1 million a night, he actually goes out and so a lot of the times like he'll buy out he'll buy out a grocery store, every item in the grocery store, and he'll give it away to the homeless. And it's like, even if he did that for the views,
and people probably hate on that somehow.
Even if he did, like, oh my God, you're doing this for the views. You're not doing it to help people. Even that's probably not true, but even if it was true,
definitely not true.
What the fuck? Who cares? Some people are spending millions of dollars and making a movie.
Would you rather him Andrew Tate it and just like go on yachts and
right? What would you rather him do? Like people will hate
and get models and
anything,
alcohol and yeah. I saw the backlash and it just made no. I don't. Maybe because I don't even know how to talk about it because I don't understand it at all. People, maybe someone in the comment section will have some kind of good. No, there's not a good rebuttal. Like, there's no reason to hate.
I think what people think is weird is that seeing a YouTube video in a space that is
looking at him like a YouTuber,
right? In a space that is so like playful, and seeing a video that says I cured 1,000 people of blindness. People will not watch the video. They'll not understand who he is as a person or who he is as a creator, how he invests his videos. It's a 6-minute video or something like that. Something like, how do you trim down curing 1,000 people of blindness into 6 minutes?
That's fucking crazy.
And then like, they're like, oh my God, this guy thinks he's Jesus. Like that's probably where their mind goes. This guy thinks he cured 1,000, but in reality, he used a majority of he used a fuck ton of his own money that he had earned, or maybe it was a sponsor deal. Fuck it. If it's a sponsor deal, that's still his own money. And he used that to pay for a doctor who specializes in this surgery. And he, used it for 1,000 people. But like so people are probably like, oh my God, this guy thinks he's Jesus. But like, why would you think that? Like why is that where your mind goes? Because if this guy can do it, this YouTuber who lives in fucking middle of nowhere, North Carolina, if he can do it, then what are your favorite billionaires doing? What are your favorite millionaires doing? Why are they buying all these? Why are they buying
up on my stream? But how much money and shit and millionaires and billionaires that are in the world it is insane to me that there are people literally starving and they don't have shelter. And I sort of understand drug addicts and homelessness to an extent, to where it's like, not that they're choosing this life, but there's some control.
You just fall into it.
There's some control that they should have had and could have had, and they're fucking up big time.
Yeah.
Some of them maybe not, but I'm talking about the, I don't fucking like, say the starving kids in Africa that you see on TV as a kid growing up.
Yeah.
Even besides them, there is multiple other places that have that same issue.
Yeah.
And it's just fucking insane to me that there is this much money in the world, and there is literal human beings just like you who feel hurt and pain and cold and heat the same way you do. And there's still, we're like, well, this is our country. We're gonna worry about this.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, it's fucking mind blowing to me how like somehow we're not living as like a human race together on Earth. It's like it's a section. It's like gangs.
Yeah.
This is like the U.S. gang. We're not really worried about, I feel like, I don't know why. I randomly thought of that on stream, but it's just mind blowing.
That even happens in the U.S. There's people starving in the U.S. Like, we're not even looking after our own in that sense.
It makes no sense to me. And I always tell myself, it's easy when you're a brokey to talk like that, like me. But like, I feel like if I do have a goal of like one day seeing $1 million in my bank account.
Yep.
I do have that goal. When I get to that goal, will my next be 10 million, or will I?
See, I
feel like I'll actually be content.
I have that goal too. I'm very far away from it.
Yeah.
Very fucking far away. But like, I think I would be content with that. I don't. And the thing is like when I'm doing this next step of YouTube or trying this next thing out, like my goal isn't to go viral. My goal is not to get 100 million views on a video. That's not my goal. I want to see if I can do better in this next venture than I did in my last. And
just focus on making good videos.
Yeah, just focus on, or you can apply that to anything. Whatever you do next in life, try to make it 1% better than you did in your past.
Am.
Like, cause
I feel like I'm finally figuring it out.
Or if you don't want to, then like if you worked your whole life and you're 35, like you're 40 years old, you built up a company, you sold it for $1 million, and now you're content. Don't make the 1%. Don't be like, oh shit, well I have to build up another company and sell that one for even more money. Like,
people get off on that.
You don't have to do that. Like you did that point of your life. So now you focus on another point. So now maybe, you make sure that your family's doing right. I don't know. I just feel like it is, once you have the mindset to just make yourself better, you can figure out how to do that. And that's what I've been working on ever since I turned 30. I never made it a point to like,
I'm kind of the same way.
Make myself better when I turned 30. Like that was not a point of mine. Fuck no. But it's just like how I've been thinking. You. Something like, did hit me.
I'm 30.
I did not think something was going to hit me. I thought I was like, yeah, I'm going to turn 30. Like it's basically my 20s again, but just with more money. That's how I kept like thinking about it. But like, no, like you got to start thinking, or at least I started thinking differently. Like I was just like, I want to focus on making myself better in all aspects.
Yeah.
As far as like as much as I can.
And that's the only thing I feel like that pulls me, making myself better is one of the only things that I feel like pulls me out of that super negative thinking space. And I love like talking about this and like sort of preaching about it, because I know people listening we're in the fucking gaming world. There's a reason why we fell into the gaming world. And I'm not saying everyone's like this, but there's a reason we sort of fell into the gaming world. What is gaming? Gaming's that thing that the kid who maybe didn't have that many friends or got picked on or didn't feel like he fit in socially, or it's something
or was competitive,
that's the
but
stuff
too small.
Yeah. It's something we ran to for some reason. And I think a lot of that reason is like subconsciously we are sort of that person that maybe worries or has anxiety about certain things in life or depression, and this was our outlet, and I think that's a big community in the gaming space, so it's why I like talking about it. Hopefully people get something. I mean, I can preach from my own fucking hardships that like truly following a good routine and actually sort of trying to level up every single day, it gives me some sense of pride. Even if my day sucked or whatever, it's like at least I still showed up. It's definitely fucking helped.
Yeah.
I think we're good on time. I did have a album of the week.
Shit.
I did listen to your Johannesburg or whatever the fuck. Yeah. That was like, it's great. It's just like great vibes of, I'm trying to think of like the perfect scenario of where you would listen to it, but just driving in like the morning when the sun's coming. Yeah. It's like such good.
It's like sunrise music.
I've been like 2 weeks ago. For the past 2 weeks, I've been listening to like EDM.
Okay.
Because it's like for some reason like boosting my mood. There was months where I didn't listen to any music and I just felt down.
Yeah.
And Johannesburg is like one of the. Is that the name of the album?
It's like
I can't
an EP.
even remember.
It's like 5 songs.
It's like one of those albums where you may not feel so well, but it's like you put it on and it kind of takes you out of brings you sort of into the moment.
Love and adore you.
Good music. I'm going to switch it up a little bit this week. I'm going to put Hex will be proud of me for this.
Oh, shit. 3-6 Mafia.
Hex will be proud of me for this. I'm going to go with MF Doom, Mad Villainy.
R.I.P.
MF Doom. This is a different type of hip hop rap artist. I'm going to go ahead and say most aren't going to fuck with it.
Yeah.
This is your favorite rapper's favorite rapper type shit. A true artiste of his craft. He did pass away. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know what his face looks like. All I know him is for the mask.
There's only like
he wore a fucking
pictures.
mask his whole career.
Wait, Mad Villainy.
His whole life.
What year? Oh,
2004.
2004. Okay.
With this white.
I'm
gonna go ahead and say that's my album of the week.
Okay.
Mad Villain, or MF Doom, Mad Villainy. It's a little bit different.
Yeah,
we'll see if these motherfuckers enjoy it. I'm gonna try to pull out different stuff. Like I've said it before. It's gonna be something different.
Cool.
I've been listening to a lot of EDM. Maybe I'll switch it up in like 2 weeks or something like that. But
all right, go listen to Mad Villainy.
It's been episode. What are we on now?
I think we're like at 65, like that ass.
665. Thank you all so much for watching. Matt, Craig, play that banger. Peace out, guys.